Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to another episode where I review Romanian made fountain pens in the communist period. This time I have an interesting fountain pen and I bought it in its original pack. So we have a simple box. On the box we have thermically imprinted FLARO. If you watch my channel, you are familiar with this producer, this Romanian producer from Sibiu. In fact, it is an acronym and it comes from Flamura Roșie Sibiu. So, Fla Ro. And Flamura Roșie, it means the red flag. Definitely a reference to the Russian red flag, so the Russian Revolution flag. Here we have Sibiu. Interesting, we have also the year 1965, and back in 1965 this product cost 42 leis. And we have here a label from the collector which I bought it from, so it is Flaro Super. And this is the fountain pen. Maybe you have noticed I have an identical one. Well, what happened? I bought this a week before I bought this collection, but this has some little issues. It has this cracked cap and it has this adhesive, or I don't know, this chemical thing on the grip section. But it has also an interesting part, and we will talk about it later. Till then, let me show you this fountain pen. So you can see the classical torpedo shape, the ink window, the piston filler with this blind cap. And when I thought about the design of this product, a 1965 communist product, I instantly thought of another fountain pen from my collection, this Luxor made German, back in the early 1950s with a 14 karat gold nib. I am fortunate enough to have all the leaflets, all the warranty of this wonderful product, but I'm just showing it off to compare the designs of those two fountain pens. Remember, guys, there's a 15 years gap between them. So, look at the German design, the same torpedo German design, they are almost the same length. Indeed, this has a newer design of the clip. It isn't this classic design, it is a much modern design, but we have the same blind cap, and from the German product, the same blind cap, which gave access to the piston. This rotates like this, and this rotates like this. So the same open nib, maybe not the concave ending to the grip part like this, and of course the design of multi-faceted ink windows. So in fact it's just a big ink window, but it's separated, and this has a simple ink window. So I shown you the German product to get a sense that this Flaro Super had lots of design elements borrowed from German products from the 1950s. I will leave this aside. And now let's look at the FLARO Super. So you've already noticed the interesting clip. It is part of the cap. Let me show you. It is quite springy. I like it a lot. We have a simple silver ring at the end of the cap. On the body, we have thermically imprinted FLARO Super. And you can look through the ink window to the end of the piston filler. Let me retract it, yes. And practically this is the ink window. So quite a nice fountain pen. Let's look now, guys, at the nib. So it is an interesting story with this nib because it is the first time that I see this iridium point Germany nib on a FLARO product. You can see it's a simple steel nib, gold plated, but not such a well gold plating because you can see it faded away. So the gold plating has faded away. I told you about this broken fountain pen, but it holds a little surprise, and let me show it to you. So definitely worth all the money because I have here a iridium point German made nib. And if you notice, they can be inter-exchanged. And let me show you what I mean. So I can, like a pelican model, I can easily rotate this part and um, it can be removed. Not on this model because this plastic part here, it is I think it is broken, but on this perfect part here I can show you. So look how gently it can be removed. So the only problem, guys, is this plastic part here. If you apply pressure, because this needs to be pulled out with pressure, in time it could get cracked. And I'm not saying it is a rare part. In fact, it is quite a common part for the FLARO models, and I think it's compatible through all their model lines. It would be interesting when I will do the writing sample to compare those two nibs. Of course, I don't think that I will fill their bodies. It appears that this was filled, and this, I think it might be an NOS model, but it has some marks of ink left on it, so maybe not. I think I will do the written sample with both of them to see if there is some difference between those two steel nibs. They are all made in Germany. This is, I think, by Bock. It has this deer that is jumping on the cliffs, so definitely a German nib, a high quality nib. So just for a size comparison, guys, I will put the box aside. So just for a size comparison, guys, I've chosen a quite popular model among collectors. I am talking about this Pelican M800, and I will put it here for you guys to have a sense of the real dimensions of the FLARO Super. I will leave also the dimensions of it on the screen. So look, if the M800 is a large fountain pen, the FLARO Super can be considered a medium-sized fountain pen. Okay, so I promised you that I will leave the dimensions on the screen, and I will leave them on the screen. For the writing sample, I think that I will use this Faber-Castell dark ink. It is a combination between the turquoise, the original turquoise, and some quantity of Parker Quick ink, and it's developed in dark turquoise. You will see quite an interesting color. So I will put it here. I will simply open it and I will leave it opened because I want to show you both of the nibs. And for that, guys, I think, yes, I will change the angle of the camera. Okay. Because I want to show you how these nibs perform. Let me put them here. Okay. So, on the left side, I will use the simple this nib. So the simple iridium point Germany nib. By the way, guys, it can be posted like this. It holds quite firmly, and it gives a little balance to it. Without posting it, it's quite light, but I will prefer it to be light. You know that in time it could get scratches, and I tend to avoid those. So I will put this here. Okay, let me. I think I will do a both. So side by side. First, I will write with this one line, and after with this one line, for you to have an idea. So dip the pen, remove the excess ink, and I hope that I have sufficient. So this model is the FLARO Super. FLARO Super. Approximately, okay, so made in Romania. Made in Romania. Approximately 1965. This model, I think, it's not celluloid, the body. It's injected plastic. I think so. Let me remove the excess ink. Yes, I definitely need a tissue, guys. Okay, I have here a little bit of tissue. Okay. Let me put it like this here. And now I will dip in ink the other model. Let me show you the writing. Okay. Again, remove the excess ink from the grip section. And now let me see how this writes. So here I have also a FLARO. Oh, bad. No. Let me dip it again. Maybe it's an ink flow problem. So FLARO Super. Also made in Romania. Approximately 1965. So, guys, I've spoken too early. Indeed, it is a good nib, but it appears that it scratches. Okay, we will continue testing it till the end. So, FLARO Super made in Romania. They both have steel nibs. So, this again, steel nib, a steel nib. Let me see how juicy it is. Quite a juicy nib. Let me give it a little bit more juice. And let's see if we have some flexiness to it. So it doesn't appear, but definitely it has a little bit of flex, a slightly bit. So little flex to it. Let me see now the pressure test. Here we have, yes, we have also a little line variation. Okay, let me see how we can reverse write with it. Reverse writing. Definitely no. It also loses its ink flow, so no. And let me see how we can do a signature with it. Review, quite nice. why not? Let me tell you about the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Definitely a smooth writer, and I must tell you that this iridium point nib does its job. Of course, judging by the way that this fountain pen presents itself, it hasn't seen so much use during its lifetime in comparison with the other fountain pen that appears to have been through a war zone, including this uh, cap, which is cracked, and this nasty thing on the grip section. Look at it, quite nasty. Okay, but to be fair, I will continue the review of this nib. It doesn't appear to have something wrong with it. And why not, guys? Let me show it to you. So it's definitely, maybe it has some misaligned tines. One is slightly bigger than the other. Let me turn it. You can see definitely like there had two points. We will see about it. So I will continue with a little bit of deep. Okay. So this is also a steel nib, also made in Germany, but scratches. It scratches, guys. I will continue, of course, no problem. Definitely juice. Let me see the reverse writing. Okay, guys. So no ink. So definitely yes. On this, yes, you could reverse write with it. Let me see some flexiness. And yes, it scratches, but I can see a little flex. Little flex, like the other one. Let me see now the pressure test. So here no pressure, and here pressure. Definitely it has a line variation. Let me see how it does a signature. Although it scratches, it does it okay. Let me do a reverse signature. Let me see if I can do it. Yes, quite nice. Okay, now let me tell you about the quick brown. And sorry, scratches like this, and I will try to do the reverse. The quick brown fox, look in reverse, now scratches, jumps over the lazy dog. So guys, in reverse writing, this has no scratches. I think that with some fine tuning, it will get rid of the scratch problem. So the same fountain pen, two different nibs, and you can tell the difference between them. They definitely have the other sense when you write with them. So okay, I've just noticed another flaw of this pen, so a little crack here on the blind cap. It is what it is, guys. This was my review of the FLARO Super, an interesting fountain pen, certainly inspired from the old design of the 1950s cigar-shaped or torpedo-shaped German fountain pens, the same ink window, the same blind cap, and the piston filler, with a little bit modern touch when you can see this clip here, which is quite a functional clip, and I like it a lot. Quite an interesting fountain pen from the middle 1960s, Romania. It definitely shows us that they were on the right track. In fact, in 5 years, they will developed the first fountain pen with a gold nib. Of course, highly influenced by the design of the Mont Blanc 149 Diplomat. But the first and the only fountain pen with a gold nib made by the communist industry. I will leave a link to that video in the description of the FLARO Super because I think it is an interesting video for you to see. Thank you guys for your time. This was my review of the FLARO Super Fountain Pen. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel to support my activity. I promise you to deliver some interesting fountain pen reviews of old, modern, new fountain pens, new affordable school fountain pens. I want to wish you to have a nice day wherever you are. I will see you again at the next episode. Till then, please take care of yourself, guys. Bye bye.